Hi everybody, this is Josh Culp. We are learning Daf Shuli. We are on Daf Mem Daled of Masechet Gittin. The last couple of weeks I talked about the nature of laws of slavery. The Gemara continues to talk a lot about slavery, but I want to talk about just a couple of words that appear in the Talmud here. Those words are pok ayen b'michiltecha. So there's a conversation. Rabbi Ami gets asked a question, and Rabbi Yirmiyah tells Rabbi Zrika, "Pok ayen b'michiltecha." Go search in your mechilta, or whatever that exactly means. Nafak dak v'ashkach. He went out. Dak, he looked carefully and he found. And the big question is, what exactly did Rabbi Zrika do? There's a debate among classical commentaries whether or not he is looking at something that's Torah Sheba'al Peh or written Torah. And this is a bit of a touchy subject because rabbis are not supposed to be writing down written Torah, right? The Rashi says it is go look at some of the things that you've already learned, what your already known knowledge, your set up, established Mishnah, if you will, which means that it's personal, mechil techa, your personal learning. But that feels a little weird, to be honest with you, because, why does he have to go out? Poke, go out, which is from the word nafak, go out. And the word ayen doesn't always, but some can mean looking at something physical. The Gaonim explain that it is like a collection of clear halachot, a little bit like the Mishnah. What Rabbi Zrika finds is not a Mishnah, so it doesn't sound like he's looking at the Mishnah. I found in another commentary, I'm here at Machane Ramah, so I don't have all my books with me, and not my critical Talmudic commentaries, but I did find a little bit online talking about the possibility that this is referring to written Torah. Now we know that in general rabbis were not supposed to be writing Torah down, and most of the Torah, not except for the Torah Shebachtav, right, the written Torah, most of the oral Torah seems to have all been preserved orally, and we know this throughout the Gaonic period, that the rabbis did not generally write down the Talmud. The Talmud doesn't seem to be written down until people began to leave Babylonia and form yeshivot outside of Babylonia. But po v'sham, here and there in the Talmudic record, I do believe that we hear a little bit about maybe some written notes. Sometimes they're called Megillot Starim, a hidden Megillah, something, you don't want to show everybody, you don't bring it to the Beit Midrash, you don't teach from it, but some crib notes, you might call them, a cheat sheet, you might call that. And maybe here, it sounds a little bit more organized. Mechil Techa, the only thing is, it doesn't sound like some notes. It sounds like an organized learning, which is really what both Rashi and the Gaonim interpret it. Maybe there is some kind of proto-text that Rabbi Zrika has some access to, maybe a remnant of an ancient Tosefta. We do know that the Tosefta was compiled sometime during this period as well, although it probably too was not written. So maybe there are some organized, maybe a little bit the beginning of writing some halacha, some teachings down. But I do want to emphasize, for the most part, scholars agree that the Torah Sheba'al Peh, the oral Torah, remained oral until yeshivot were founded outside of Babylonia. Probably the earliest places would have been in northern Africa, which is where Jews traveled when they left Babylonia and formed Jewish communities outside of the main centers of learning in Sora and Pumbedita, which were eventually in the city of Baghdad, the seat of the Muslim Caliphate. So I thought it was an interesting little bit here about maybe there being some hints at written oral Torah already in the Talmudic period.